Okay, so for 17 seasons now, American Ninja Warrior has been giving us these incredible, just jaw-dropping athletic moments. But you gotta wonder, right? Underneath all those bright lights and, the epic splashes, what's the real difference between a great athlete and an actual champion on what is, let's be honest, the world's toughest course? Well, today we're gonna dive deep into season 17 to figure out what it truly takes to become a Ninja Warrior. And really, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? Imagine being a little kid watching this crazy show on TV, and then you're the one on that stage, having just won the whole thing. I mean, that's the dream. That's the absolute peak. But let me tell you, the road to get to that moment, it's just paved with an insane amount of hard work and, honestly, a lot of heartbreak. So, that's the big question we're asking today. What does it really take? Is it just about being super strong or ridiculously fast? Maybe it's all about experience. Or is there something else? To even start to answer that, we first need to get a handle on what these ninjas are actually facing. All right, first up, the ultimate physical test. See, before a ninja even thinks about racing another person, they have to face their real antagonists. And I'm talking about the obstacles themselves. These things aren't your average playground equipment. No way. They're like these physics-defying monsters designed to break even the best athletes. Let's start with the classic, the log runner. I mean, look at it. It seems simple enough, right? Just run across some logs. But this thing is an absolute dream killer. It's designed to punish your balance and control in the most brutal way possible. You take one wrong step, hesitate for just a split second, and boom, your run is done. And I'm not exaggerating. Listen to what the commentator said one night. Log runner is already knocked out 10 athletes tonight, including 3 of our last 4. 10 athletes! This one obstacle can just completely wipe out a huge chunk of the competition. And it's so tough because it requires insane precision right when your adrenaline is absolutely pumping. Okay, now for a totally different kind of monster. This is the V formation, and this thing is a whole other beast. It's all about raw, brute upper body strength mixed with perfect technique. You have to literally drag this heavy triangle up a track and then somehow manage this super sketchy descent. As the announcers put it, you don't just need one thing here. You need power, you need precision, and you need endurance. It's like the perfect storm of skills. You need the raw horsepower to move that thing, the delicate touch of a surgeon for the transfers, and you have to do it all when your muscles are already on fire. And then you get to the big, show-stopping obstacles. Stuff like the Ferris wheel. This isn't just a test of your strength, it's a test of your nerve. You are literally just hanging on for dear life as it throws you through the air with these insane, unpredictable jolts. The commentary team had this perfect line for it. They said, "Matt, this next jolt will register at least a 6.0 on the Richter scale." And honestly, it feels like it. You're not just fighting against gravity here. You're fighting what feels like a literal earthquake. And remember, this is just one of the crazy obstacles they have to get through. So, yeah, how on earth does anyone survive that kind of onslaught? Well, the thing is, it's not just a one-and-done deal. It's a whole season, a brutal, months-long gauntlet that's specifically designed to chew people up and spit them out until only the absolute best are left standing. The whole thing is a marathon, for sure. You're looking at an entire summer of competition. It all kicks off in June with the qualifiers, where you have hundreds of people hoping for a shot. Then, in July, the semifinals really turn up the heat, cutting that group down. And finally, in August, the absolute elite of the elite all meet in Las Vegas for the national finals, which is a whole other level of pain. But season 17 decided to throw a huge wrench in the works. They changed everything. It wasn't enough to just survive the course anymore. Nope. They completely changed the finals, and it basically flipped the entire competition on its head. So check this out. For years, the format was simple. It was you against the clock. Just beat the course. But now, it's a head-to-head race. You're in a bracket, racing side by side against another ninja. This completely changed the game. It's not just about you and the obstacles anymore. Now, there's this huge psychological pressure of having someone right there next to you. It forces you to push faster, to take bigger risks you might not normally take. And you know what comes with all that pressure? Heartbreak. That's really the emotional core of the show, isn't it? The fact that one tiny slip, and it's all over. I mean, you train for months, maybe even years, and then one tiny mistake, a split-second lapse of focus, and that's it. Your season is over. It can happen so fast. After all that work, it's just, a single foot just misses its target. Or a grip that you thought was solid just gives out, just couldn't hang on. Millimeters away from making it. And just like that, no. The dream is gone. The entire season, all that effort, it just vanishes in that one moment. And that's the hard truth of this sport, For the vast majority of these amazing athletes, the dream ends not with hitting a buzzer, but with a splash. For every one person who makes it, there are hundreds who don't. Success is the exception, not the rule. And that's what makes it so incredibly special when someone actually does it. So that brings us all the way back to our main question. We've seen the insane obstacles, we've seen the grueling season format. So what is it? What separates the people who fall from the very, very few who actually become champions? Because it's got to be more than just brute strength. And here's something that might surprise you. A huge piece of the puzzle seems to be the community. I know, it sounds kind of strange for a sport that's all about individual performance. But listen to what a legend like Daniel Gill says. Ninja Warrior is just a community and an event like no other. These fierce competitors are all helping each other, sharing strategies, cheering each other on. That support system is absolutely crucial for dealing with the crazy pressure. So when you put it all together, the Champions Toolkit is a lot. You need that speed that usually comes with being young, but you also need the wisdom that only comes with veteran experience. You need absolutely unbelievable grip strength, but that means nothing if your technique isn't flawless. And maybe the biggest thing, you need the mental toughness to adapt when they suddenly change the entire game on you, just like they did this season. And of course, the story doesn't end here. Season 17 is in the books, and it was so good that NBC has already renewed the show for season 18. So right now, a whole new generation of ninjas, plus all the legends we know, are training for what's next. Which really just leaves us with one last awesome question to think about. The courses are only going to get harder. The format is always changing. So who's it going to be? Who is going to be the next person to put all those pieces together and achieve the impossible?